Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another review. This time we have another review from Heimdallr, and this time we have a homage of the Omega No Time to Die Seamaster. This is the homage by Heimdallr. Now again, and before we start with the review, this is my watch. I have not received any watch from Heimdallr. I paid full price for this watch. This is my own watch and that I've been using for the last couple of months. So as well as my other reviews on the channel so far, these are my watches, so expect honest reviews only. I'm gonna leave a link to the watch in the description if you want to check it out, however. So let's start. Now, as I was saying, this is the homage by Heimdallr of the Omega No Time to Die Seamaster. Now, the first thing we see is that the case is made of titanium. We can tell by the difference in the color of the metal. As you can see, it's darker than the bracelet, and as you assume that is correct, the mesh bracelet is stainless steel unless the case of the watch, which is titanium. In the original Omega, the bracelet is also titanium. I understand that making the full watch in titanium, it's gonna make the watch be way more expensive than they are selling this, so it's understandable. However, the watch still very lightweight and feels very premium. The color difference, it's noticeable, but it's, trust me, it's not this noticeable as it looks in the video. In the normal light conditions, it's way more similar than it's looking here. Now let's start by measuring the case. If I'm not mistaken, this is a 42 millimeter case. Well, we're having 42 millimeter. If we measure the actual case, it would be around 43 millimeter. I don't think this is the correct measure though, so I think it's more like 42 and a half. Some people, when read the case size, might be afraid of this. Let me tell you, I have not a very big wrist, and still I able to wear this watch nicely. By the way, I'm wearing the St. Martin Omega, another homage for Omega, this time by St. Martin, the Aquaterra Homage. I made a review of this watch that you have available, and it was just posted on the channel if you want to check it out. So on the back of the case, we have nice detail of the brand. We can see that specifies that it's sapphire crystal, that it is an automatic movement. It's in this case, it's the Seiko NH35, as most of the AliExpress homages that you can find. And you can see there's a water resistance of 200 meters, and it says that it's 100% titanium. Speaking of the case, of course, we have a valve, helium escape valve. I am not sure if this is usable. You can unscrew this. It's very tight, but yeah, you can indeed unscrew this thing. So I'm not sure if this is usable. Now, there are some concerns about the case of the watch. I'm hearing a lot of people commenting that there was an issue with the crown of the watch because they were doing originally the screw in the inside of the crown, of the tube of the crown. Now they have solved this. This is the newer version where you can see the screw of the crown. It's not inside of the tube but outside. So this should be solving some issues that the case has or was having, where the crown was not working properly. This is the new version, so that is solved. And as you can see, the crown is very nice to operate. It's a Seiko NH35, which by the way, it's performing nicely. It's performing around +2, -1 seconds a day for me, which is amazing. Again, I'm still surprised how is that these Chinese brands are getting these Seiko movements to perform with such accuracy. I own some Seiko watches and they're not performing as good as the Heimdallr or another Chinese brands that are using that same movement. I don't know if it's a matter of calibrating the movement or something like that, but yeah, somehow the Chinese branding are making these Seiko movements to perform as best as they can, which is a very nice detail. Now, when I first showed this watch to my girlfriend, she thought that the dial was blue, and as you can see, it's not the case, but under certain light conditions the dial might look blue because of the anti-reflective coating that we have on the sapphire crystal. So you can see it has a bluish tone. I really like that. My girlfriend dislikes it because she finds the blue along with the dark brown. I'm not sure if you can see it properly under this light condition. Is very hard to appreciate, but the bezel of the watch is actually a very dark brown, as well as the Omega. I don't have an original Omega Seamaster to compare with, but from what I've seen, the color scheme and the color tones on the bezel are very similar. Okay, on the original, however, we don't have this blue tint on the sapphire crystal. So another thing that I wanted to share with you is the bezel action. The bezel action is just fantastic. Even though it's titanium, I heard that the bezels with titanium, it's very hard to find a good bezel action. In this case, it's just very nice to operate. It has a very nice and clean and crisp click. It has almost no backplate. As you can see, there's certain backplate there, but it's not a big issue. Honestly, as you can see, very nicely aligned, and there's almost no backplate on the bezel, which is very nice. For me, this is one of the best bezel actions I've experienced, and trust me, it's very nice. Now, when focusing on the dial of the watch, we have I'm not sure if this is a older logo of Heimdallr, but we see that like a ghost fish or something like that, and we see the name Sea Ghost on the lower part of the dial in that red tint, which I really like, as well as the tip of the second hands that has that red accent, and I'm really like these two accents of red on the watch. I believe, I think, at least for me, it makes an amazing difference. I mean, they're not inventing the wheel here, they're just copying the original one, but it's very nice touch. Something I like from this Homage is how they make the 12 o'clock markers. It's a bit different from the Omega and from other Homages that I've been seen out there. For me, this is the best I can find in terms of the Seamaster No Time to Die original. This is the best for me. I know there's one out there from Philida, and there's another one from Watch Dives. For me, this is the closest one you can find. Even though it has the date, this is my probably most used complication on a watch. The date and the way it has it right there at 6 o'clock, just like the original Seamaster has. I really like. The No Time to Die version of the Seamaster doesn't have any date, but the original Seamaster has the date right here at 6 o'clock, and the way they achieved it, it's very nice. This is something I really like. The date in the watches is something I really use and appreciate. And I know there's some people out there that doesn't like the date on watches. For me, it's better to have it than not having it, right? So okay, now another thing, the bracelet, very nice finishing, almost no sharp edges. There's a little bit of sharpness, but I think it's really hard not to in this type of bracelet, because of the type of bracelet that it is. It's gonna be hard not to find a little bit of sharpness at least. And you can see here we don't have the logo in the original bracelet. There is the logo, and you might be wondering, well, what happened here? Well, wearing this watch, as I was saying, this is reviews from watches I really wear. This watch was broken because they have something here like a pinion or something that secures this part of the watch, of the bracelet, and that fell off. I abuse this bracelet. I use it a lot. So yeah, I contacted Heimdallr and they just sent me a new one. However, on that new one, there's no logo here, but it's a detail that I really appreciate. Like, even though there was an issue with the bracelet, the fact that they were pending and available in Respawn and actually send me this new bracelet for free, I really appreciate that. Now, the clasp on the bracelet, unlike the original, it's only the action is just you need to open this thing up, you cross the bracelet up to whatever you need, secure it with the pinion. On the original one, I'm not 100% sure. Let me the commentary section below if I'm right, but I believe there is something that you can secure here, that you can close here, so that this part doesn't move. So here you only have this pinion, and then you have only this part to secure the bracelet. On the original one, if I'm not mistaken, again, if you know the answer, let me the answer on the comments below. But I believe there's another piece here that secures this part of the watch, so it doesn't this doesn't slide. However, this barely slides to me. It's not uncomfortable. It's just a matter of getting used to it. So yeah, another thing, well, let's try this watch on again. I'm having a 6 1/4 inch wrist, so I'm not, my wrist is not too big, and even though I think this watch fits very nicely on my wrist. Let me get this thing. There you go. So you can see, probably because the fact that I have big hands, I'm tall, but this watch, for me at least, it's not hard to pull it off. As you can see, the bracelet looks really nice. I really like how visually how this looks visually, this end of the clasp along with this part of the bracelet in the case of the watch. I really like this view of the watch. As you can see, wears very nicely, at least on my 6 1/4 inch wrist. And having count, we have a really close image of my wrist with the watch. So as long as you take away your view from the watch tends to look smaller. Okay, so again, does this watch worth it? I think if you like this type of watches, if you like the style of the No Time to Die watch, I think for me it's totally worth it. It has a reliable movement, it has a very well calibrated movement, it has a very nice bezel action, it has a very nice and updated crown, although it is sterile, it doesn't have any logo in it. I think it totally worth it if you're looking for a close option to the original Omega Seamaster. Now, another thing that I really like of this watch, and I almost forgot, let me put this to charge so you can see what I'm talking about, is the Lume. The Lume is very original on this watch. Some people might not like it, but I really love it. Let me turn the lights off so you can see what I'm talking about. And it's the fact of how the indices shine. And yes, they shine in yellow. This is something I've not seen in any other watch. And as you can see, there's the Bezel Lume pip that you can easily use if you're going to measure time in dark, or if you're going to dive. The Lume on this watch is really nice. I really like how it shines in yellow compared with what you usually found in watches. That is this BG9W, I believe it's called, kind of blue tone of Lume. I really prefer this. This look very vintage. Having count, this watch is a homage of the No Time to Die Seamaster, which is like they try to emulate. Let me turn the light backs on. They try to emulate the patina on the watch. So that yellow tint make the watch look so vintage and so nice that I'm really happy with it. This is 100% worth it if you are looking for a No Time to Die homage. Yes, there are some difference. You have to have in count that the 12 o'clock markers are different than the Omega, and you have the date, but this is something I don't bother at all. I'm gonna be comparing this watch with an Omega Seamaster. I don't have the original No Time to Die. I have the original version of the Seamaster, which is the Seamaster Diver 300. And although they have the same case, the same style, this one is it feels like a different watch, but it's the closest I have to compare. So let me in the commentary section below if you're looking for that comparison, and I'm going to do it. I'm gonna be more than happy to do that. So again, guys, this has been my review of the Heimdallr watch. Let me know in the commentary section below how do you like the review, if you like the watch, if you own the watch, if you're looking to buy the watch, if you have any other question, let me know in the commentary section below. I'm gonna be more than happy to answer your questions. See you guys on the next one.